MLA Handbook Reviews 3.8/5 on Goodreads. 24% of users liked this book. The MLA Handbook is a must-read. I forced my 1-week-old child to read it and write an MLA-style essay about it, and it came back flawless. I let him have dinner for the first time that night. 19 people found this helpful. Made my ding-dong go uncontrollably peeing white fluids. 1 person found this helpful. This book changed my life. I can't now levitate and pass through walls. 10/10 must read. 9 people found this helpful. This is by far the worst book I have ever read. It had zero style and no reader interest. I did not have fun reading this novel to my class of Down syndrome children. They all simultaneously crapped their pants just during the first section. 010. Makes Shakespeare seem like a child. Thrilling with ups and downs, love and hate, pain and joy with a brilliant climax. Brings tears to my eyes. A beautiful work of art. I fully expect to see a movie made starring Robert De Niro and Matt Damon. I taught all of my black children how to read using this book. Now I feed them every day of the week besides Sunday because that is the Lord's day. This book erases your sins and makes virgins throw themselves at you when they see you reading it. They say beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. But if you have never read this book, you have never seen true beauty. Life would be meaningless if not for this book. The MLA Handbook is my world and I would be nothing without it. Now me, my 2 Asian wives, and 42 black children read this before we go to bed in our RV down here in Alabama. When I first heard about this masterpiece, I thought it would be no more than a lame fad, but now that I've read it, I truly understand the inner machinations of myself. This book has prevented my suicide, and with enough time, it could probably cure cancer. The pages heal every mental wound of my body. As soon as my son was born, I forced him to memorize this masterpiece. I can tell he is thankful, but he cannot express it in any other way but joyful screaming. My wife thinks I am a bad father, but I took care of that big-mouthed ninny. This book has allowed me to live my life to its maximum potential. God bless you. MLA 29 people found this helpful. This book was a blessing to read. It was full of mystery, chaos, love, hate, just everything that makes you sit up and go, wait, what? I loved it so much. In fact, I forced my child to memorize it word for word, forwards, backwards, and upside down. I carry this book with me like it's a Bible. Anytime I feel down or confused, this work of art has always been there to help. My son is currently learning German so he can recite the whole thing in multiple languages. So far he's learned the 3 most important: Russian, Ruski, and also Russisch. I 100% recommend this book to everyone. 5 stars. Like who boy. When I opened this book and began reading, I was bored by the confusing lexicon used by these dry scholars of language. However, on the 3rd day without sleep, I experienced an epiphany. Suddenly, the knowledge had been unlocked. I returned to the essay that had been due 2 days ago and wrote it at a doctorate level, then submitted it for review. Then I wrote 5 other essays with increasingly sophisticated formatting until the last one was completely incomprehensible to anyone who was not in the upper echelons of the selective MLA formatting cabal. The words were spread across the page in the most random and seemingly illogical arrangements. Only those with just the right mixture of sleep deprivation, hallucinogenic drugs, and knowledge of MLA format could understand the true beauty of the manuscript. My teacher failed all 6 essays. The first one because it was 2 days late, and the other 5 because she was too unenlightened to see their brilliance. But that did not matter to me. Oh no, I continued to write until I created the paragon of literature. Absolutely, objectively, the most optimized and clearly formatted manuscript that could possibly be created by any corporeal being of this universe. The subject matter of the essay, titled Zelda is my favorite Pokémon from Call of Duty Collector's Edition, was insipid, the lexicon flaccid, and the structure wilting not only at the edges but all the way down the stalk. But the formatting was on point. Although nobody could deny that the formatting was super godlike, the manuscript was widely viewed with derision as every other aspect of it clearly demonstrated what a raving lunatic the author had been, as far as they knew. Ever since I read this gem, I've been crying myself to sleep every single night. There's heartbreak, love, and compassion. Absolutely a stunning book. Would recommend to everyone on the continent. Gosh, it's making me cry. RNB right back. I'ma go get some tissues. Okay, I'm back. I even tied my dog and entire family to a chair and made them memorize it. Absolutely gorgeous and beautifully written book. I am a cult leader and recently, my numbers have not been so good. I feel the current holy material most commonly used in the cult worship field is good for proselytizing, but does it inspire automaton-like loyalty? This glorious book, to which I have sworn absolute devotion, is perfect for keeping followers filled with fiery passion, with a little guilt, and coming back for more. Thank you, great MLA handbook. I shall never forsake thee. Praise. 7 people found this helpful. Amazing book. Before reading this, I was in a time of despair. I didn't know what the meaning of life was and I was confused. After reading this book, I was enlightened. This book brought so many new ideas and answers to life. I forced my 6-week-old baby monk to memorize every single page of this and recite it in 32 different languages. He was enlightened as well, and he is getting a PhD at Yale because of his smartness. This brought much knowledge to me. 10/10 would recommend again. Communist Manifesto by Karl Marx. 20 people found this helpful. Hello, hi, I am trying to use Google and I got lost. Help.
Walk through with her attitude. Gucci on the neck, I can't be mad at you. Yeah, I just do this shit I feel like I had to do. Visa swipe every time she get it.